Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for the newest episode of Sadie and Sean Have No Friends, presented by the folks at Talent Co. Real Estate Home and NoCo.com. Be sure to go check out the Home of the Week. There's a brand new one posted every single week. And Sean, how in the heck are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm just going to jump right into what I'm thinking. And what I'm thinking is my niece, like I said, she's getting married and the festivities begin and they have on their formal attire. What do you think is formal attire? Because to me, that's like a ball gown situation, right?
That's what formal means, but I think that it's misused. I think the word is misused. And in this day and age, when I see formal, I don't necessarily think tuxedo and ball gown. I think like jeans and suit jacket for a guy and maybe like a nice sundress for a girl.
Okay, so you think that's what I should go with because I have like this horrible curse where I always show up wearing the wrong outfit. Like I'm either way overdressed or I'm way underdressed, but part of me is kind of like, damn, I hope people come in like formal gowns and I think that'd be good people watching. I don't know about you.
I've never been to a wedding where it's like formal for the guests.
Yeah. I know. This is a fancy doodle wedding, I
Where's
tell
it
you.
at?
It's at, like, this really pretty ranch, in Colorado, and
Is it inside or out?
it's a little bit of both. It's a little
But
inside and out, so
there's some outside involved.
yes,
I
and so
you can't ask people to wear like night. It's hot.
like a ball gown?
Yeah, no, and then tuxedos. You'd sweat your balls off.
Okay, so anyway, so she's getting married, and I'm like, "Formal? Formal? What do I do for formal wear?" But you're saying just wear a regular dress and, oh my god, you we
Is that a real person or is it a ghost?
No, that's Murphy, and I begged her, I said, "I need for th" Dude, no. I said, "I need 30 minutes, and then we'll go
She
to the
lasted
pool."
2 minutes and
She
29
literally
seconds.
lasted 2 minutes. "Murph, no, you have to get out of this is supposed to be a cool secret studio that my kids don't know about. You're killing the vibe. Okay, go, go." Anyway, so
I
that
feel
should be
like
happening for
here's a
30
life
minutes.
lesson for some folks, especially younger folks that might be getting married or inviting people to some sort of soiree. They need to
Mhm.
put you can't just put the word formal. I think that you need to, in parentheses, explain exactly what you're trying to say. Like, is it Western formal? Is it formal formal, like you're dressing like you're going to prom or a ball? Or is
Yeah.
it you got to explain because otherwise people, especially girls, will overthink this forever. Like if my wife was going to this wedding, this would be a whole week of her freaking
Oh,
out
I know,
about what formal means.
I've purchased like 4 dresses because 'cause I'm like, "Is this too much? Does this look okay?"
Right.
And Ryan's like, "Stop buying dresses, like, it's fine. Who cares?" But again, for him and for dudes all over, you guys don't have to worry about that because you can just wear nice jeans and a sport coat, and I feel like that covers everything
But
for you
let
guys.
me ask you this. Do you women go to weddings or events like that and look at other women and what they're wearing and like be
Yes.
judgment you do? Because I've never looked at a dude and been like, that dude's overdressed or that dude's underdressed. I was just at a wedding a week ago and I couldn't tell you what one other dude at this wedding was wearing. Not
No,
one.
girls always have their eyes open. They say that, there's a saying, and it's, if a man says you look great, that's very nice. If a woman says it, you take that to heart because that is like the ultimate compliment. Because women are so judgy sometimes. I mean, I love to see what other people are wearing and but it just makes me laugh because it's formal. And my mom's like, I'm gonna wear whatever the hell I want to this wedding. Like,
Fair.
"Oh, okay. Well, that's one way to do it." But I haven't had a happy stroke yet, so I can't get there. But, she's so I bring this up, Ada would you stop it, Murphy? I'm not gonna make it through the summer, I swear. Please stop it.
She's like going
Um,
Pac-Man on my name on your neon sign. She's eating the letters out of my name.
anyway, let's just try to focus up again. I asked that because of the formal wear, but also I just wanted to let people know that She does the editing for our video, but they're going to Europe after the wedding, and so I'm like, "Well, just show me kind of the basics." Oh my god, Sean, the video is so bad. A couple days ago, the crawler at the bottom, which is just the info that goes continuously at the bottom of the screen, was going in the wrong direction. It's just like a complete shit show. I need her to maybe take a laptop to Europe on her honeymoon and I can just say, "Here's today's episode," but I haven't had a chance to break it to her. Maybe I'll write that in her wedding card, like, "You're a beautiful bride. Anyway, I'm gonna need episode 100 on this date," and,
Yeah.
just kinda because what
That's true.
I'm
She's gonna miss the big one.
I feel like I just suck at the editing thing. I really do. And I feel like if I keep practicing, but then on the other hand, I really made a vow to myself like 3 years ago where I'm like, I'm done learning things. I'm done. I've learned everything I need to learn. I have unnecessarily learned things in my life and taken time and stress. Like, think about all the things that you had to learn. You had to learn how to play a recorder in music. I remember having to like legitimately practice at home because you would get tested on it. Why? I'm sorry. She's opening the secret curtain behind me to my face. Hold on. Fill time. Murphy, no, go. I swear to you, we will not go to the pool.
Oh no. Yeah,
She
and
doesn't
today's
care. She
supposed to
knows it's
be
an empty threat because mommy has white legs, and I already told her I gotta get some color on these gams.
well, yeah, before your formal wedding for sure.
Murphy, stop talking. I apologize to everyone out there.
Well, that's
Okay,
why
so
I moved my home studio out of my home.
well, it works great when there's like school in session, but I should have known because she's like, I'm just gonna sit and watch. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I've learned this before, and I'm once again learning the hard way. Um, I was reading an article this morning. There are very few drive-ins in the country, and we're lucky enough to have one in the town that I live in, which is Fort Collins, Colorado. Uh, and so I was thinking, it's summer season, and I do this every summer. Do you guys go to the drive-in? Do you have one near you?
Mm-mm. I've been to
No?
the drive-in once in my life, and it was when Shannon and I were dating. I don't think we watched any of the movie. And
You know what's so funny? You're such a slore. I did go to the Terminator Redemption on a date and made out the whole time, and, I don't know anything about Terminator now, and so that was a waste of, like, $6. Why didn't we just go park at a field, you know? Save a couple dollars, but
that's
I
true.
was young and like, spent money too much back then. But it made me think because every year we do this where we get the kids and we make plans and the kids can bring friends and we bring blankets and pillows and we go pick up takeout and we go to the movies. And it's what I call my drive-in dream. And I try it every year. And every year we just end up yelling at the kids the whole time. Sit
What did they
down,
do?
stop talking.
Oh,
Um,
just jack around during the movie.
just they jack around. But what, I guess that's to be expected, but they completely jack around the whole time. And so I was just wondering, do you take your kids?
No, we've never been to the drive-in. We should. Actually, tonight
Oh, I
we're
asked that
going
already.
we're going on an adventure tonight that I'm a little bit weary of. The kids have been to many concerts, but they've never been to a concert at Red Rocks, and it's a different experience at Red Rocks.
Ooh.
And tonight, their favorite artist is playing at Red Rocks, and so we're taking everybody. And I'm weary of
Who
how
is it?
this is
Who's
going to
playing?
go. He's a cowboy from Wyoming. His name's Ian Munsick.
Oh, yeah, I know Ian. Well, I mean, I don't really know the guy,
That's
but I've talked to him a few times. It's not hot because he wouldn't know who the hell I am if you brought him up, but that sounds fun.
yeah,
And Red Rocks is like a core memory moment.
yeah, I think. I don't know. Boone is so excited. He loves Ian Munsick so much. Like that, we get into the car and say, "What do you want to listen to?" It's Ian Munsick every time. So he's really excited. The problem is these concerts. You know this. The headliner doesn't go on until late. There's two
Oh god.
openers. He's going to be
Mm.
over Red Rocks. He's going to be over music, and he's going to be over the world by the time Ian comes on stage. And I'm going to have to carry him. And he's now 5.5, and he's heavy, and he's going to
You
be
gotta walk up a
sleeping
mountain.
and I got to walk up a mountain and it's just not going to be a good experience. And so I was actually being don't know, the pessimist and being like, dude, maybe we shouldn't take them. I realize that it's Red Rocks and it's Boone's favorite, but maybe we shouldn't go. Plus, they all jack around too, and it's sold out. So there's going to be 18,000 million people, and they're going to be playing tag and shit, and probably
Yeah,
fall
but
down
you
the
know what?
side of the
Again,
mountain.
that's an amazing place to see a show because there is enough room. I mean, if you went up to the top of Red Rocks and
Then they
just kicked
fall
them off the
further.
mountain, you'd be fine.
We're going to stay towards the bottom where the fall is a lot less.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that that is going to be well, here's the deal. Yes, they go on late, which I hate that. I wish artists did a matinee show. Because there are so many times where I am like, oh, I'd really like to go, but damn, they go on at some of these artists go on at like 11 o'clock at night. And that's to me, I should be home in bed, showered, and saying that was a great show. And I have a dream of going to a concert and coming out and it's light outside. That's so great. And then you could go get dinner. You could talk about I feel like every time we leave concerts, I feel so raggedy and tired and just like shit. And you're walking to your car and where the fuck did we park our car? And
It's almost unfortunate if you're trying to have me watch your show to be the headliner because I watch all the openers and then the headliner gets on stage. I'm like 2 songs and I'm out.
yeah, I do that too. Also, can I just cut in and say, I just said the F word and the S word and I forgot school's out. And so please don't judge me
Do
as a
you not
mother.
do you not cuss around your kids?
I try not to, no.
Good for you. We
That's why I'm around. Well, Ryan is not a cussing person to where I'm like beep, 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 like when I'm talking. And so I've really had to learn to kind of pull it back a little bit. And plus, my mom gets mad. She'll listen and be like, that is just so trashy of you. But then she says things where I'm like, really? That's trashy of
This
you?
is the same woman that made you say pussy to all your friends?
Yes, to make us smile. She said that word will bring a smile to your face. And it really does if you say it. At the end, you're smiling. So she is correct on that. But I think you could also say that for like strawberry. It doesn't have to be awful. But tonight's going to be good. I think you should go.
Oh, we're going. It's a done deal. The kids already know we're going. Like this morning, Boone, I left for work at like 8 and he was already getting his cowboy boots on and he is ready to go. I was like, bro, I hate to break it to you that you're not going to watch Ian tonight. It's not going to happen. I've been down this road many times with 2 other kids who also loved
Yeah,
going
but
to
Ian's the
concerts.
opener, isn't he?
No, he's the headliner.
He isn't. He sold out Red
Yeah,
Rocks. High
he's
five him
he's
for
come a
me, and
long way.
he'll be like, "Who the hell is that girl?" And you'll be like, "You've met her if you saw her." And
We're
then
not
you'd
going to
see
talk
me and
about
go,
you. We have
"No."
much bigger things to talk about than you.
Oh, good. Thank you, Sean. Speaking of core memories, listen to what happened this morning. Murphy in the morning, she will come and lay in our bed and watch the iPad while we're kind of doing stuff around the house. And it's summertime, so we're doing stuff and oh my God, you have to go away just for a little bit. And so she's laying in our bed and Ryan went in to take a shower. He didn't know she had come in and he opened the door and he was and she goes, I walked in because I was walking in from the laundry room and I go, what just happened? And she goes, I saw dad's nuts. And I'm like, you did not. And she goes, they were big. So like, no,
That was me.
shout out to Ryan for giving her. I said, well, that's a core memory.
I said that.
Oh my God.
And I saw his nuts.
Go. Murphy, go. We are not going to the pool today. We're gonna go. Anyway, so that happened, and I'm like, oh my God, that's one of those things. You see your dad naked or your mom naked, it'll never leave your brain until the rest of your life. I mean, it'll be cringe factor 4,000. Did you ever see your parents naked?
Yeah, my dad used to pee with the door open all the time, and I'd walk up and he'd be ready to have like this goes on into my like low teens. I'd walk up. We lived in a relatively small house, and so you couldn't like not you in order to get to where you were going, you had to walk past the bathrooms,
Yeah.
and the door would just be wide open, and it would be and he would be ready to talk. How was your day at school today?
My mom did that when
Good.
this
How,
is next
how are
level
you,
gross.
Dad?
My mom did that when she would go poop. She'd leave the door open and be like, "Come talk to me." It's like my eyes would be watering and I'd be like, "At school today," trying like not to breathe. It was a nightmare and I don't do that to anybody. I don't do it to my kids. That's
do it to
personal
me.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
That's personal private time. And we have a third person on the show today.
Yeah, I like
Um
it. I never understood people that could do that either, and I'm not even talking just with their spouses. When I worked at the bowling alley, if you worked in the back of the bowling alley, there was always one person back there who would, like, fix the machines if they broke, and there's always one person back there, right? And there's this
yeah.
little office in the back of the bowling alley, and it had a bathroom in it, and, like, a couple of the guys that I worked with would go back there to use that when they had to go number 2, and it didn't matter. There's no door on it. It's just one big open room with a toilet and a chair to sit on and a TV to wait for
Oh,
these
and a
machines to
TV.
break down.
Oh.
And there was one guy in particular that I remember. I would be the mechanic. I'd be the guy working in the back, and he'd come in when in the middle of my shift, and he'd be like, "Gotta use the toilet." I was like, I'll leave," and he's like, "No, you're good," and he'd just poop with me sitting there, and I'm
That could
"Dude,
almost
how
be,
do you
like,
do that?"
claimed as abuse, but again, it was probably in the '80s and '90s, so, like, nobody said
Not
anything. It
that
was
old.
like,
It was in the and it wasn't like this dude was an old guy. It wasn't like a kink for him. It was
"Come
he just
sit
had
while
to
I
go, and
poop, Sean."
that was his place. There are guys, I'm not one of them, but there are guys who have their safe place. Like, they have to poop in this place. That's their
Yeah.
pooping place, and that was his pooping place, and he would come back, it didn't matter. It was really weird, and I didn't like it.
Do you remember those restaurants, Hardee's?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there are a couple still around, but
Well, it's like Carl's Jr. here.
yeah, and so, when it used to be Hardee's, we actually when I was really young growing up, we lived right behind a Hardee's, like, there was an alleyway and then it was a Hardee's, and we lived in a one-bathroom tiny house, and there were 6 of us, and my dad every morning walked to Hardee's to shit
Because he
because
didn't wanna go in the house?
because there were 6 people, and so he
Oh.
couldn't get in the bathroom, and he kinda just got used to it. It was like his personal bathroom. He'd walk in, and he'd go, and I'm sure the people are like, "Oh my god, sir, please stop doing that in our bathroom," but he was just like, "What are you gonna do? I
Huh,
gotta go. I got kids at home, they won't get out of the bathroom, and so I'm just gonna walk here," and I almost think it was like his quiet time too.
that's true.
Yeah.
My sisters and I had 2 sisters in the same house as me, and then me, especially as we got older, we had 1 bathroom to share between the 3 of us, and when girls are in their teenage years, they take forever to get ready,
Forever.
and so it was really hard for me and as a teenager too, because I could never get into the bathroom, ever. I
Yeah.
probably was the stinky kid for a few years because I just gave up on it. I just wouldn't shower and stuff because I could never get in because my sisters were always in there. I wish I had a Hardee's nearby.
I'm 99.9% sure every kid goes through a stinky phase, and I do think I was also a stinky person. I was a stinky kid, I'm sure I was, because I didn't really have the parents that were like and in a way, I appreciated this, but I never have had parents who were like, "Did you brush before bed?" It was like they were just trying to survive and make money
Yeah.
so we could eat. And so I see these Uber parents now, and not that I'm saying reminding your kids to brush your teeth is just outlandish and helicopter, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I was the smelly kid. I wore hand-me-downs from my sisters and I think I smelled bad. I do. Now that I look back, oh my god. But back to seeing your parents naked, I saw my dad one time. It was not fully naked. They live on some land, and I was driving in, and he just pees outside because that's what I guess dudes get to do.
Mhm.
And I pulled up and I kinda saw the side of his wiener, and it was freckly, and I have not slept a night full through.
I don't even have a response to this.
It was like by by the time my brain registered that that was my dad's wiener, it was too late. I'd already looked at that freckly little fella, and then I was just like, "Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I wanna just keep driving, turn my car around, and drive to Mexico and never come back," but I had to face the music. Be like,
Yeah,
"Hi."
I saw my dad's wiener many, 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 many times. I didn't really grow up with my mom as we've talked about before, so I never really saw man, my
And
stepmom was
Greta? Mama
my yeah,
Greta never did that?
my stepmom was pretty good about keeping it to herself.
Yeah. Well, my mom wasn't. She always had her titties out and oh my god.
My so Shannon still Boone's 5.5, and she still showers with him sometimes. Like, to
Yeah.
save time, we gotta get to church in a half an hour, we don't have time to have Boone have a separate shower, he hops in with her. And
See, and
I almost like the fact that that happens still because I feel like it just makes, like it non-sexualizes things for
yeah,
an innocent kid.
right. I
He
used
doesn't
to
know any better. Boobies are mommy just has them. Like, it's not a thing.
yeah, it's weird, I think, when parents try to, like, hide that people have boobies and stuff. You just gotta
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, girls have boobies and boys have peepees," and the end. That's the end of it, but, some people get really freaked out, and some people I know people who I know a family, and they're from Europe, and they walk around naked. Everybody does. They all do. And it is not a big deal in the least. They'll run downstairs, put dinner in the oven, maybe mix a salad up, and they're straight up naked. I kind of find it unsanitary and do not eat at their
Yeah.
house, but you know,
I maybe it's just an American thing, but I feel like even if I was European, I'd like to have a pair of shorts on.
no, but you're not European because if you were, you wouldn't care. You'd be like,
It's not even about who sees it. It's
nudity is
just
the
a comfort.
best.
It's just a comfort thing. Like, I
No.
prefer if I'm to have a pair of shorts on.
Yeah. While we're on like the should I go down this road? I have two roads that I could go down.
Road number
Um
1. I picked
Should I
door
go down
1.
road number 1? I know, but it's disturbing, but I guess we've already knocked it out of the park with disturbing. First of all, I just want everyone to know Murphy has gone upstairs, so she's not hearing any more of this filth. She's probably getting into the popsicles, and I'm gonna go up, and they're gonna all be gone and wrappers everywhere, and that's just summer, and I need 30 minutes a day to do this, but, so
She
she's
should
not
have
gonna
free reign at the popsicles, as many as you can eat in 30 minutes. They'll give you brain freeze anyways, and a
yeah,
stomach ache, so she'll learn like it's a life lesson. Have at
yeah,
it.
she's gonna definitely do that. Um No, but listen to this story, which reminds me. When I was living back at my parents' house in high school, my parents had a treadmill in their bedroom. And for about a month, I'd come downstairs because I was leaving for school and I would hear in their bedroom like squeak, 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 squeak. And I was like, oh my God, you sick bastards. You can't even wait till I leave. And for a month, and then my dad would come up and he'd be in such a good mood. He'd be like, "Good morning." And I'd be like, "Don't look at me. Do not look at me."
How
And it
old were
was
you?
probably 14. And
Okay.
so it was just a really messed up month in my life that I'll never forget. And then one day I walked down and my mom was walking on the treadmill. It was like squeak, squeak, squeak. And I'm like, oh, you're not doing it every day in the morning before I leave for school. And that is a core memory for me as well.
Well,
Thanks for listening.
that's good. I was thinking you were gonna go down a different route than that, and that you were gonna say you walked in on him, which I can proudly say I never did either, and I'm happy about that.
Never, never.
Happy about
Um,
that.
I have a friend who their little kid walked in on him,
Yeah.
and the kid was like, "What is daddy doing to mommy?" And she said she's like, "I didn't know what to say and I was panicked, so I said, 'We're playing Lion King.'" Like, well, that's the dumbest ass excuse I've ever heard. I mean, at least say like mommy was passed out and daddy was you know what? I don't know. I would have maybe gone with the Lion King thing too.
There's been some moments where it's gotten real close for us, where the kids have almost walked in, but they've never seen anything. So Boone, this actually wasn't that long ago. The bedroom door has a lock on it, but it's one of those locks like any bedroom door in a house is, where you can stick your fingernail in it from the outside and you can turn it. If you really want to get into a locked bedroom door, it's not hard. It's not like it takes a key. And
Yeah.
so Boone figured it out one day. And
Oh, and the door
Luckily, we heard
slowly
just
opened.
just before it opened, we had heard him fiddling with it just a little bit, and so
As
coverage
a
got on
parent,
real
there's
fast
literally
and knew
yeah.
he was coming in. But now there's never a safe time because we know he knows how to unlock the door.
Yeah. I used to have because Sophie and Cooper are actually from my first marriage years ago, which explains the age gap between all of them. But I always had a rule on the time on like the nights where they were with their dad, we could, and on the nights where they weren't, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I still to this day have an incredibly hard time because I all I do is think, "Oh my god, this she could walk in and it'll mess her life up." You know what I mean? Especially some of the shit Ryan wants to do.
I bet there's more
It's
people
like,
out
"Why are
there
you
than not.
playing pony?" What?
I bet there's more people out there that not than not that have walked in on their parents doing it. I really do.
I
I
don't
bet
know.
I bet if we took a poll of the general public, it would be the majority have walked in on their parents doing it. I really do.
I'm gonna put a poll up on our
You live
social
with these
media
people.
pages.
You do it because I bet it's the majority because you live with these people. I mean, what are the chances that at one point you're with them every single night of your life, every single day of your life? At one point you walk in and say, "Hey, I just had a nightmare, mommy," and mommy's on top of daddy.
Are you guys playing wrestling? Can I play? Oh, what a nightmare. Oh my
The
gosh.
good news is the good news in this whole situation is at that age, once again, it goes back to like a 5-year-old taking a shower with his mama. They don't even know that this
They
exists. It's
don't.
not even a thing to them. They're so innocent that that's an innocent thing. Like there
Yeah.
might be some questions, but it's not like they're going to instantly go to, "Oh, you must be role playing tonight."
You know what? I used to, bathe with all my children when they were little. And what stopped for me was when they started saying stuff like, "Are you going to have a baby?" Or "Why are your boobies so
Yeah.
long and mine aren't?" And I'm like, "Bitch, wait 20 years and you'll be on the boob saggy trade as well." But that's when I stopped. I was like, "And we're done." When they
Yeah.
start questioning your body, like, "Why do you have a big belly and I don't?" And I'm like, "Son of a."
The first time with Quentin, I never really I feel like it's a different scenario, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm being, I don't know, prejudiced or sexist, but, like, it's weird for a dad to shower with his daughter where
Oh, no, yeah.
it's not weird if the mom does it with the son. So,
Yeah.
I never did with Shay. But Quentin, my first son, I showered with him up until there was questions, and I still remember it to this day. The first time that he looked down and he was like, "Why is that so big? What does that
Oh,
thing
why
do?
is that so
What are
big?
these for?" And that was the end of that.
Daddy, is that a baby bird in a bird's nest? Is that a button on a fur coat? The
Yeah.
water's cold, son. Oh,
Mhm.
we have crossed so many boundaries we shouldn't
That
have.
was that was the
And
end of it. But now it's really funny too because Shannon actually uses the way that our bedroom is set up. She gets up extremely early, and we have a walk-in like bathroom, walk-in closet area, but it's just like almost part of the room. It doesn't have a door, and so in order for her to get ready, she doesn't want to wake me up by turning on the lights. She's a sweetheart, and so she shares a bathroom with Quentin, and um,
wow.
because it's just outside of our bedroom and it doesn't
Yeah.
disrupt me when she's getting ready at 4:30 in the morning and I'm still trying to sleep. But every once in a while, like she'll need to get in there and he's in the shower and now he's 13 and it's a whole thing
First
because
of all,
he's like, no, we can't even see this dude without his shirt on these days without him being extremely embarrassed.
oh, well, he's at that age, but
Yeah.
yeah, and also I don't know if maybe Shannon shouldn't shower in his bathroom because I have a teenage boy and it's just there's ghosts of things I don't know that I just couldn't get out of my head, so I could never use his shower. But I will say in another disturbing twist, I was cleaning our guest room in the basement and I was cleaning out the closet, I was, like, purging, and at the very top was a bottle of lotion,
Oh no.
and it was almost empty.
Oh no.
And, if you're using lotion for, like, your hands because 'cause they're dry, you don't hide it at the top of the closet.
Mm,
But I'm not blaming Cooper, it coulda been Ryan as well.
that's It could have been the guests that were staying in that room for all you know.
No, but now that I'm thinking, like, we've had friends come from out of town and family stay, and I'm like, ew, what if they looked up and saw that Jergens bottle and they were like, because that's where my mind would automatically go. Why else would it be up there?
Well,
So,
for
I
sure.
mean, I used one of those grabber stick things and I threw it in the trash. I was like, oh my God,
I
disgusting.
always I always worry about, like, the comforter at hotel rooms or anywhere that
Mm,
you stay that's not yours, because I don't think they wash the comforter. I think they wash the sheets every time,
yeah,
but the comforter doesn't always get washed, and Shannon's not a sheet person. She goes right under the comforter, whether it's at our house or anywhere,
yeah,
and I learned that they don't wash the comforter for sure, especially in Airbnbs, because we stayed at an Airbnb for the first time recently, and there's rules, like, when you leave, there's a checklist of things you have to do, and you have to
yeah.
strip the beds of everything except for the comforter, because why? They're gonna wash everything on the bed except for the comforter, and they're gonna put new sheets on, and then the same old comforter
I don't
that
get that.
you just did your stuff on top of it, and the next guy's gonna sleep on that, and so I don't know that I'll ever sleep with a comforter in a hotel room or an Airbnb ever again, because you know that either some dude was in there alone and he got his, or a couple was in there. It doesn't matter. Somebody was in there and they got their fluids on that comforter that you're now sleeping with.
And you know what I always get grossed out by too? Is like sometimes when I'm sleeping, I'll just pull the comforter real close to my
Ugh.
face and I'll forget because I'm in a hotel and I'm half asleep and I'll like nuzzle my face in the
Mm.
comforter and I bet I'm nuzzling it on Billy Bob's.
And
I
if they
almost
don't
went too far there.
there's not even well, you did. You crossed it. You crossed that
No,
line.
I could have gone further, but
No,
go
you could
ahead.
not have that. You said it all without
Okay, I
saying it.
almost squished my face into Billy Bob's, you know, magic batter, baby batter.
I just
Oh,
wonder, like, is there a schedule? Because if they don't wash it every time, hopefully they wash it at least once a week or something, but I
I
bet
think
not.
why isn't
I
it
bet they
being
never get
washed?
washed.
Why isn't it being washed when a guest leaves? Like you're getting like every time again when we have guests come and stay at our house, I always strip the bed before they get here and I clean everything and I light candles. I like them to be in like a clean environment with an empty Jergens bottle at the top of the closet that I never knew was there. So did any of that matter? Probably not, but I don't get that. And also, you know what hotels do? And I am not a fan of this. It's not that I don't like the environment. It's wonderful. But do you notice now when you stay at a hotel, they don't clean your room every day. They clean it like every
I like
third
it like
day.
that.
You
I
do what? I
yeah.
don't like that.
I even the ones where they do, I put the thing on the door so that they don't, because I'm always afraid you're gonna get the one maid that just got broken up with her boyfriend, and she's gonna take it out on you by taking your toothbrush and putting it right in the bunghole.
How have I never told you this? Sean, I have had a years long thing that I do that Ryan makes fun of me every time. Every time we go to a hotel, I put my toothbrush and toothpaste in the safe. And then I lock it because I also have that fear. What if this chick came in and she's just in a pissed off mood? And yeah, maybe she's a little drunk, a little high, and maybe she sticks it up her butt. And then I'm brushing my teeth. You don't know what they're doing. And I don't know. I guess I've seen too many 2020 episodes where they blacklight those rooms. And I'm like, oh,
Long story short, it's best not to think when you go to a hotel room, because there's been things that have happened in that room for sure that you don't want to know about. And there could be things that happen while you're there that you don't want to know about. So if you're going to stay in a hotel, which is a necessary evil at times, it's best to just shut the mind off.
yeah. My mom was a flight attendant for like 20 years. And, you know, they make like, because flight attendants and people who travel a lot, they know all this kind of stuff, but they make like an actual kind of like sleeping bag that's easy to pack. And that's what you sleep in.
Mhm.
When you can get under the covers, but you're essentially covered with that clean sleeping bag. And,
Yeah, smart.
anyway, so that's how we'll end the show. I have to end it because I gotta go talk with Murphy,
She's
and,
doing really well. I mean,
I know
she
well, but that's my fears. It's very quiet and silent and ooh,
yeah, I'm excited, but
summertime.
you'll have to text me and tell me what she was been doing for the last 20 minutes that we haven't heard from her.
Okay. We want to end the show again by thanking our friends at Talent Co Real Estate. The home of the week is gorgeous, and you can still see it for a couple more days before we switch to the next home of the week. So if you were looking for a home in Milliken, Colorado, this one is so cool, and it has land. And if you are not watching the show, if you're just listening to it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel or Facebook page, and you can see again recording of these beautiful homes of the week. I love them.
And
Home
if you
and
don't want the
NoCo.
home of the week, they'll sell you any home you want.
Yeah, go to homeandnoco.com and search through all of their listings. And working with Amy is just, it's such a treat. I love her. She's such a positive, good person. I now, after she hears today's episode, she may cut ties with us, but I really hope that she doesn't. Thank you for listening, Sean.
I didn't listen, but you're welcome. Okay, bye.
I'm already tired.
Good luck.